Hello, hello, and welcome back to Griftlands. Last time, we finished day 4, captured Dan, and handed him off to Ulu. This time, we're gonna finish Sal's campaign, hopefully. Hopefully I won't die, fingers crossed. Ah, we're so close. We're so close. These campaigns are so long, it's so crazy. It's my one mild complaint about Griftlands is that each campaign is just very long. Which means that, like, it's not really an easy pick up and play game, but they have the brawl mode, so that it takes much less time. So, there's that. Anyway, it's time to go to the auction. It's auction day. Ulu is waiting for you at the auction. She's probably going to want something from you before she lets you in. There you are. I was a little worried you might be bleeding out in an alley somewhere. Though, after what you've survived, I'd have found that hard to believe. That's cute, Ulu. Didn't know you'd come to care. You're fungal like that. Here's your badge. Ulu hands you a badge so shiny it leaves an after image. You're on guard duty, and your shift starts now. Handle that door for a few hours, and then once the auction starts, I'll get someone to relieve you. No doubt Cassia will arrive fashionably late, so you'll still have time to get the jump on her. Aye aye, Ulu. Ulu wants you to play the bouncer before the auction starts. You're not long on the job before you're approached by a shifty-looking character, neck craning to peer through the auction doors. Takes you a moment to realize it's Alta, come to gawk. Sal? Hesh. Someone said you'd be here, but I wasn't sure I'd be so lucky. But here we are. Do you need something, Alta? I need in, Sal. Into the auction. I could afford nothing on the block, but I got my own reasons. So what do you say? Can you get me in? Sure, I don't see why not. Nice. I thought I was going to have to call in all the favors just to get through the door. Fortunately, it's just one, huh? Hold on, buddy. What are you trying to pull? Just because you're on guard duty doesn't mean you get to override the guest list. So, I can convince Zeta to look the other way, or I can attack him, which would be insane. Or I could tell Alta I've changed my mind, but she will hate us. We don't want that. So, we're going to convince Zeta to look the other way. Come on, Zeta. What's the point of being guards if we can't flex our authority a little? What is that thing? Nice. Okay. Holy shit, he's starting off with 12 damage to me. That's so much damage to me. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Not one bit. No, no, no. We start with the Pale setup. I'm going to enhance Tyrannize to gain Dominance. I would love to play a Menacing Air. I'm going to play Promoted Thinking. 5 Composure or Flustered, reducing his damage by 33%. Technically, this will persist over a second turn, so it's much better. I am going to play the Lucid Threaten instead of the Extended Browbeat to gain even more dominance. And then we'll play the Browbeat. I unfortunately will have to take 4 damage this turn, but there's very little I could do about that. I drew a White Lie. He's doing 7 damage this turn. I'm going to play Duplicity, and then play Hostile Instincts twice for 2 Obtuses, because that will give me a disgusting amount of dominance. He will not be doing damage to me this turn, so that is all good. So there's no chance that White Lie gets upgraded before the final negotiation. So I'd be better off just playing cards that help me in the future, like if I want to play Tyrannize again. I'm going to play Boosted Threaten for the damage, and Inspirational Talk for the influence in case I want to play Tyrannize again. I took Brainstorm, and I never want to play it. Terrible. Okay. He has Doubt, but he's no longer Flustered. Let's change that. So now he's taking... Now he's doing 1 and 2. which cannot hurt me. I suppose I can play the Frisk and the boosted Threaten. And the value of the Frisk, largely, is that I'll get 10 shills. I don't know if the 10 shills will make a huge difference, but I sure would like to try. We're going to play Pale Setup to open up some space, and I'm actually going to play the Brainstorm, and that's exactly what I needed. Enhanced Tyrannize, Lucid Dominance, and Extended Browbeat. I think the Menacing Air is nice, but we need the opportunity to play it. I don't think we had one, and none of these. Come on, Zeta. What's the point of being guards if we can't flex our authority a little? I suppose it can't do much harm. As long as she doesn't cause too much trouble inside, it's probably all right. Me? Trouble? There's the thought. Thinker. You can trust me, officer. See you inside. With a dry chuckle, Alta slips through the door before either of you can change your mind. By the end of the shift, you and Zeta have resorted to exchanging dry commentary on the ridiculous outfits of the auction guests. When Ulu arrives, you are mid-chuckle. I'm surprised that Alta doesn't love us for doing that for her, but whatever. Glad to see you two are chums. I've heard no complaints from the guests, so I guess you did good work. I live to serve, or that's what the cult kept telling me back on the derrick anyway. Well, not anymore. A deal's a deal. You have your ticket to the auction. Good luck in there. Get who you need. But try not to make too much of a mess, alright? Me? Never a trace. Take care, Ulu. You duck through the entrance into the darkened foyer and quickly slip into the shadows. You may be allowed, but that doesn't mean you should make yourself known. Interesting. So we must not have impressed Ulu during this run, because sometimes she will give you a chit to get a free item from the auction, but it looks like we did not make her happy enough. You pass through the door and are confronted by both the stink of incense and the inner guard. Hold it, Grifter. This auction's invitation only. I'm working for Ulu. Got an extremely shiny badge to show for it, too. Oh, I heard about you. Weird move, but these are weird times. Nice of you to say the times are weird, and not Ulu herself. I didn't not say it. Go on. So, we can either take a place at the auction, or we can hang back with the security forces to face Kashio and combat immediately. I'm going to take a place at the auction, because I want to see if I can get some of the items, and you can get them by destroying bounties in a negotiation. So I'm going to do that. I'm needed up at the front. That way I can make sure nobody gets up to any funny business. Fine, but don't interfere with the bidding. There are cult bigwigs here who would gladly make an example of you. Not that I'd stop them. Sure, should be an easy posting. On your way then. The auctioneer takes the stage and a hush falls over the crowd. Welcome all to the auction of Hessian antiquities and subservience. As always, you've been gathered here by Hesh's will, drawn to the maelstrom of opulence. A reminder that excess violence are not an acceptable form of payment. Now, let's get down to business. This next lot is a cache of powerful artifacts pulled from the depths of the Grout's Fog. I'm in, put me down for whatever. You don't have the shills to actually purchase any of these items, but these fools don't need to know that. Nice. Okay. Suitcase grenades is up for bounty. And we have 2 anonymous bidders. Damn, this would be a great freaking turn to have some of my other stuff, like Menacing Air. Sure would have been nice. I would like to incept Flustered, but I think I'm more interested in just gaining dominance. So we're going to do what we can there. And Frisk would be interesting, but I'm going to gain influence for Tyrannize when I draw that eventually. And the bidders are not interested in attacking our argument, so we don't need to worry about that. They're going to focus on attacking the bounties. The Blast Chamber. Gain 1 action at the start of your turn. Yes. Yes, please. I will be taking that. I should have actually... Well, no, I couldn't have done it. Oh, I could have if I played the Pale setup first. No. I could apply some composure and draw a card, but then I wouldn't be able to play Menzinger. We're going to play Menzinger. It's more important. We'll save the duplicity. The bounties are not yet in trouble. Hesh does not sell so cheaply. Okay. Genuinely interested in... Gain 2 bonus actions next turn. If I hold here, this will not be destroyed, and I want it. The suitcases I kind of don't give a shit about. I'm gonna destroy an auctioneer. Oh, I'm actually taking damage now. That's bad. Okay. I need to be very careful. I do want this to get weaker, so I am going to play my browbeat on it. But yes, they'll retarget to me if they are interrupted, so I do need to be careful. I did lose my influence, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Handsome Tyrannize. Are they going to destroy this? No, it'll survive one more turn. That's Visionary Deflection. Mostly for the defense. Nice. Pale setup. Wide deflection. Gained even more dominance. Used to threaten another bounty. Hostile instincts. Gain even more dominance. And I could even gain more dominance by flourishing with rage. Technically, this would be like 60 damage. I can guarantee I get the suitcase grenades. Oh, shit. I didn't realize that the first one I destroyed ends the auction. No, that sucks. I could have gotten the blast grenade. That sucks totally. Getting +1 action would have been amazing. None of these matter, because we're not going to do any more negotiations. Sold to the grifter in the front row. Well, that's fine. The suitcase grenades are not terrible, especially depending on the Casio that we're going to fight. Because Casio has multiple different forms, so hopefully if this is the form that... Well, we'll see. You'll see. It takes you a second to realize the hall is falling quiet. Too quiet. While you were getting your bid on, Casio and her goons closed rank around you. Not sure how a hunter like you got into the auction, but rest assured, the folks here can take one look at you and know you don't belong. You gonna start a fight here, Casio? Why not? I've been asked to. Sure enough, you look around and see more than a few disapproving stares from the gathered elite. Guess they didn't take too kindly to you muscling in and claiming their prize. I knew a grubby little bogling like you would grow up too greedy for your own good. I hate you enough to almost fall for that. But ain't nobody greedier than you, Casio. You sold out your wit, your friends, heck, even me. I bet my contract didn't even go for that high a price. You could have made more off me as your apprentice. But I bet looking at my face just made you hate your freedom a little too much. You notice Admiralty guards approaching from the door and see specters of spree goons coalescing out of the shadows. You've been in enough brawls to know what's about to go down. Casio's answer is to raise her weapon. Her goons convene to block your escape from either side. Kill Casio. The lights go out. You hear the shouts, bangs, and sound of the great lumen tank under the stage breaking. The emergency lighting comes back on, revealing a ruined auction hall. Well, Ikderek? Call an Ulu to attack all enemies, destroy after 3 uses. This is a hologram, Casio. So that's good. That means that our stuff will work. Our, like, AoE stuff. Impairing her is good. Boosted Feint. Boosted Combination. Switchblade. And we even get enough defense to prevent her from damage to us this turn. That's great. And our Shrooglet has revved up, which is awesome. She will always attack us because of her Vendetta. Which is bad. Sino Trainer is going to be huge. That destroys all of her friends. Unfortunately, we're going to take a hot 30 damage here. Which fucking sucks. There's not a whole lot I can do about it either. That fucking sucks. Oh my god, I think we're gonna die. Okay. Call in Ulu. She does an AoE that prevents the large majority of that damage. Apply some impair so she does less damage to us. The Vial of Slurry. We also have Exposed. When receiving defense, reduce the amount by 50% at the end of your turn. Reduce Exposed by 1. Ugh, gross. Okay. This is really bad. Oh boy. We are not long for this world if she keeps this up. This is what I was afraid of. I think we're too slow. Oh god. Yeah, we need that boosted scrounge, and we need it now. We can't tell which one is her. That sucks. I can't gain defense out of this, so I need attacks. As much as I really want the power. Okay, I found her. All right. We Kodeshi Feint. We Pale Reflexes. It doesn't matter what we discard. I'm gonna Adrenaline Shot in the hopes that this will somehow save my life. We're gonna take 5 more damage this turn. This sucks. We do have Perseverance, which could save us. I wouldn't bet my life on it, though. Wrong choice. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No, 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 please. Is our Shroog just not attacking at all? Oh my god. This is so bad. Call Ulu. Okay. I need to calm down. What do I not need? As much as I want them, what do I not need? I have 4 actions. I have 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the 2 hastens could work. I think the boosted Bedlam... God, that's so much damage, though. It's so much damage. I think I get rid of a hasten. I can't. Okay. We play it. Definitely. That impairs her. The Spine Feint isn't enough to give us enough defense to survive. Which means we squash. Which means I should have done that earlier, but it's fine. Okay. 16 more damage. This is not looking good. This is looking very bad. She's close to killing us this turn. In fact, I think she's just going to kill us this turn. I don't think there's much we can do about it. Not that I won't do my best. She's doing 20 damage to us. We have 5 HP. We can gain 5 defense? So that's not gonna fucking work. In that case, we take the power, I guess. With the hope that I can do something with it. I guess those suitcase grenades were good after all. I don't know if an extra action per turn would have even saved us. Yeah. Luckily, we have Perseverance. So we get to live for one more turn. I just gotta hope I find her in this mess. Nope. Nope. Oh, and I'm dead. No. Oh, God. I knew that this deck was not good enough for this. Oh, man, that's so tragic. This whole series took 5 hours. And we died at the final hurdle. Oh, that's such a tragedy. A tragedy for the ages. What could I have done differently that would have led me to not dying here? Unfortunately, she stops you from gaining defense. And I had a lot of defensive cards. So the problem was I couldn't gain enough defense to win. Things that I could have done. If I was offered better grafts, I could have maybe beaten her. But I was not offered better grafts. If I was offered any scaling cards, maybe those scaling cards could have helped me beat her. But I was not offered those scaling cards. I was not offered any particularly good cards for getting stronger. I was only offered cards that just helped me sort of muddle through. We did do a respectable amount of damage to her. We did 220 damage to her. Not terrible, but not amazing. Oh, this makes me so upsetty. It makes me so upsetty spaghetti that we can't win. And there's nothing... I can't, like, reset the fight. This isn't one of those... But there was also nothing I could do. Like, I don't think I did any misplays. I think legitimately our deck was just not good enough for this. Our build was not good enough for this. We did not have good enough grafts. Our grafts were very safe grafts. We had Robustify. We had the company banned for giving our shrew extra HP, and we got the quick strap. I feel like we had very safe graphs, but none of them actually made anything better. I think our negotiation power was actually really good. But it wasn't able, by the end anyway, it was really good. But you can't beat the game by negotiating, that's the problem. But I did take a lot of fights, and I tried to find better cards, and it just never happened. We just never found the cards that we needed to win. And we also never found the graphs I would need to win. There are so many graphs that could help us. There are lots of graphs around combo, and one of them allows you to gain defense equal to half of your remaining combo, which can get ridiculous if you can build up enough combo. That would have been great. There are so many graphs that could have saved us. There are so many different ways that we could have actually won if we had seen the stuff that would make it possible. I just don't think we saw anything that could do it. Which is a real shame. But I don't know, maybe any Griftlands experts in the comments can tell me all of the things that I did wrong. Obviously, we had some missteps buying or losing the pet earlier on in the game. You know, some misplays, not doing that Admiralty side quest thing, that limited event that I missed. That could have contained the answer to this remaining 150 HP on Casio. But I don't know. I think I've vamped enough. We've lost. The run is over. But at least it was a good attempt. It was my best attempt. Perhaps in the future we will do something different. But for now, we're gonna die. Wait, what? Huh? I thought she was gonna do a shitload of damage. Oh, is it only predictive of it predicts all of the hollows, but it doesn't actually do all of the damage. Well, we survived one more turn to die this turn, I guess. I mean, I can try, but I can do my best here, but the future is not looking much different from the past. Yeah. Damn. But we were 60 HP closer than I thought that we were. But even so, that's it. She's definitely doing 20 damage to us, and we're done. We can't do anything. And our Shrew is actually terrible in this fight. Because our Shroog, she won't target it, right? So the Shroog won't attack. Because that's the whole thing about the Shroog, is that it only really attacks when it is at missing amounts of HP. If it's not missing HP, it just sits there and increases its power and does not do damage, which sucks. Killed by Casio. She seems to have that effect on people. You know, if you're gonna lose, losing in the final boss fight, I think is the time to lose. But that's a damn shame. Just an absolute damn shame. But that deck sucked. I said it like at the beginning of the 4th episode. That deck sucked. It absolutely sucked. It did not ball out of control, and I didn't have the graphs to really pump it up. So that's a damn shame. It's a damn shame right there. Hi guys, this is a little chaser for Griftlands Part 5. Because I lost the run with Sal, I was playing another run as Sal on Prestige 6. Just because I wanted to play the game, and I didn't really want to record it because, you know, that takes time and energy. But I played it again, I made a different deck, and I won this time. And the whole reason I'm even doing this chaser is just because if you were invested in Sal's story and were like, damn, I didn't get to see the end of the Sal's story, because he sucks at the game and he lost. Well, here you go. You get to see the end of Sal's story. I did the same route. I did Ulu, so it's all the same, largely. I just have a very different deck, or had a very different deck and a very different vibe. So I did a bleed deck this time. You can take a look at it if you like. It doesn't. I don't think you really care, but there you go. So let me read this. The dust settles. Those that could took cover out of harm's reach. Heads reappear like crabs crawling out of the sludge after the rain. Once you and Cascio threw the first blows, it wasn't long before the spree hiding in the rafters made their move, and the Admiralty closed in to finish them off. There aren't many people left standing. You still breathing, Sal? Seem to be. I dunno. I wouldn't put it past you to be an extremely cunning and duplicitous corpse. She pats down your shoulders, checking you for bumps and bruises. You've been through worse. You killed her, huh? I figured the bounty would be worth more if she were alive. She had valuable Spark-bearing intel, I'll bet. Inventions, discoveries, ancient ruins worth plundering. She didn't really give me much of a choice. Besides, there was more than shills at stake here. Oh, this is something, by the way. You don't have to kill Cascio. I did in this run because she ran out of HP. Because I had a pretty strong bleed deck. But you don't have to kill Cascio. That's not a thing you have to do. I just ended up doing it. Anyway. Hesh forbid if I should show sympathy for you or anyone else, but you don't look as jubilant as you should. You know what's stupid? I would have forgiven her. 5 years in, 7 years even. All she had to do was come get me. Yeah, that is kind of stupid, but I get it. Family baggage. I don't have any, but I've heard of it. Cascio wasn't my family. No, that's for sure. Family wouldn't sell you to the derrick for a start. Get out of here, Sal. Get your bounty. And when you need something to keep you busy, come find me. Ulu heads to the door, barking orders as a flood of Admiralty reinforcements arrive. You look down one last time at Cascio before taking what you need to claim the bounty. This feeling you get ain't exactly peace, but it's reassuring all the same. You leave her on the floor without a backwards glance. No more looking back.
The crowd parts to let you pass, and it's only the first of many such exits. You're a rich woman now, and you'll have a reputation to maintain. With Cascio gone, there's a yawning hole where her influence should be. You feel it tugging on you like a hook through your navel. And sure enough, the resources begin to fall into place. Fish's reputation improves with yours, but she never lets on whether she likes it. Ulo got her wish. Her family knows she isn't a piece to be played with, and whenever they get a bright idea about some new scheme, she makes sure they run it through her first. You stay still just about long enough to check in on those that matter, but that isn't too long. You have old graves you want to visit, old wounds that still need tending to. There's a life waiting for you in Havaria now. You just have to seize it.
Yay! So this time I won. Maybe a not insignificant amount of the reason why I won this time is because I did a lot more battles. Like a lot more battles. But also, you know, there are other reasons. One of the meta progression things that I forgot about, because I installed a mod to make it seem like it was my first run playing as Sal, so that you guys could like see sort of the original opening cutscene as it's supposed to be. But doing that removes some of the meta progression that you get from doing the other campaigns, and one of them is like an extra mission that you can do. And by doing that extra mission, I got to do like 3 or 4 more negotiations and got like, I don't know, like 300 extra shills, and that like fucking completely saved this run. And I still lost a couple of negotiations near the end of the run. I thought I had a really strong negotiation deck, but it actually kind of sucked. So that's something that can sneak up on you. But Yeah, so this was the little chaser. Just to show you guys what the end of Sal's story was like. Because I didn't get that originally. But yeah. So I'll see you guys soon when I do Rook. So bye-bye for now. Bye. I would definitely be interested in doing another run as Sal, where maybe I do a lot less of the talky-talky and a lot more of the fighty-fighty. But I think if I'm going to continue doing more Griftlands, I'm probably going to play one of the other characters for a little bit. One of the other things I think that's kind of interesting about Griftlands is that I feel like Sal is actually the hardest character to play on the higher prestige difficulties, and the only reason I believe that is because Sal is very simple. Like, her mechanics are very simple in comparison to the other two. So she just has less opportunities to spin out of control. But I digress. I should not be blaming the game. I've lost due to my weakness. Although, again, I feel like I was not given the opportunity to win. I did not see very many good cards for winning purposes. But, yeah, that was Griftlands. That was Sal, Prestige 6. This is why we played Prestige 6 instead of Prestige 7. Because on Prestige 7, this would have ended a lot earlier. But perhaps we will give it another go after we've visited the other two. So, I think that's enough for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed Griftlands. I am deeply fond of this game in so many ways. I love, like... Don't get me wrong. Sal's story is good. And it's interesting, and it's charming, and I think the characters are very well written and is really enjoyable. And also the art of this game is really good, and I love all of the aliens, and also the effort that was put in to make all of the aliens look different from each other within species, just in the same way that humans look different from each other within species. Like, such a great attention to detail in the art of this game. Genuinely. This game is so good. I love it so much. I'm excited to do more of it. Oh, but the point that I was building towards earlier is, like, I like Sal's story a lot. I like the characters, and I think it's charming. But the problem with Sal is that I feel like her story is also the simplest and most straightforward, and therefore kind of the least interesting of all three of the main characters in Griftlands. I think the other two are much more interesting. But that's, you know, I don't want to knock Sal for just being the most simple and straightforward. She's the tutorial for a reason. But anyway, I think that will conclude today's episode of Griftlands. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry I died. Anticlimactic. I'll try to fix it later. It depends on how much Griftlands you guys are hungry for. But I did want to at least give a good old college try to do each campaign at least once. But I think that's all for now. So, thank you so much for watching. Do all the YouTube things. Like, comment, subscribe if you like to. Tell me what I did wrong, I guess, if you want to be mean to me on the internet. And I'll see you next time. So, bye-bye.